Hey guys, we got a 2015 Chrysler Town & Country here. It's got the 3.8 liter in it. We're going to do an oil change on it. Going to do a few different things too, so if you need those, we're going to do some struts. We're going to do, those are front struts. We're going to do some motor mounts. We're going to do some control arms, lower control arms, a few different things. So if you need those videos, or if you want to see how those are done on your vehicle, if you have this Chrysler Town & Country, click on my name underneath this video for all my other how-to videos and you'll see those. But for this video, we're going to do an oil change, and we're going to start off with a 13mm wrench and an oil filter wrench. If you have those round ones, those work well too. I just like these because they get into some tight places. So let's get up under here. I already got it jacked up, and we got the oil pan sitting there ready to go, something to drain it in. So we'll go ahead and crack loose our oil bolt here to the pan. And that's going to be a 13mm. And again, that's, other than the oil filter wrench, that's all we're going to use. And a lot of times you don't even need the oil filter wrench. If it was put on properly, it should be hand tight, but some of these like to vibrate a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get that draining. Set our bolt down out of the way. Here's our oil filter wrench. Just going to grab her here and give her a little twist. I don't know if you can see that or not. There we go. I'll give it a couple turns, and then we'll slide our jug over. This is a big oil drain jug. I really like this thing because you can do all this at one shot. And we'll go ahead and spin that off. Drop her down inside there. We'll let both of those drain and we'll come right back. Okay, so we've finished dripping a little bit here off of the oil filter spot. The oil still drained a little bit. So we went with the Fram Gold. It's an XG16 right there. It's a little bit larger than the other Fram, the red one. But okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of oil here, put it on our finger, and we're gonna rub it around the seal. That's gonna make a nice tighter fit, and it's gonna keep that rubber washer lubed up. So we'll go ahead and spin her back on. Here's the new one going on. I like to just take two hands and snug that up, hand tight, and that's it. But since I got to hold this camera, I'm gonna give it one little turn with the wrench, not much. That was about 1/8 of a turn. And now we'll wait for the oil to finish here. It looks like it's about done. Okay, so she's done. We're going to go ahead and tighten up that bolt. Get the oil pan back out of the way. And snug it up. Don't want to over tighten these bolts. Just kind of get them snug. That's good right there. Let's get our oil out and we'll top her off. All that done up under there, let's go ahead and pull off. And again, there's your engine brand if you need it, or the weight. I mean, this is going to take a 5W20. Keep in mind, this is a 3.8 liter. So here's a little thing for you. 3.8 liter is roughly about 4.01 quarts. So, and then we put a filter on it that's a little bit bigger than the last one. It's about a 1/2 quart. Might be anyway, I think. And so you figure 4.015, I think it is, and a 1/2 quart. So we're going to use about 4.5 quarts, almost 5 quarts on this engine. Does that make sense? 3.8 liters plus close to a 1/2 liter, etc. So I think you get that. So let's get a funnel and let's pour all of that in there except about a 1/2 quart. Maybe 1/4 quart, but probably 1/2 quart. Okay, so we got it all in there except about a 1/2 quart. You see the level there where it's kind of dark. There to there's a quart. So pull up the dipstick here. Now, if you look at the dipstick, and hopefully you know this, but if you don't, this way you're going to get educated. On the dipstick, there's a minimum and there's a maximum. So in between, let me see if I can get this turned straight so you can see it. In between this minimum and this maximum, you see these little checkered lines? That's going to be equivalent to 1 quart. So if it's down here, you need to be up here, so you're a quart low. If it's halfway in between, you're 1/2 quart low. So you don't want to check it yet until you fire it up and let that oil pump fill up that oil filter. So let's go ahead and fire it up and let it idle for a second. That's about all it takes, about 4 or 5 seconds. So we'll go ahead and shut it off. Now we'll pull the dipstick out, stick it up there where we can see it, and we are dead on. All the way to the top, right at the full mark. So we're good to go. So let's get it poked back in there and clean up our mess. So it was right about 4.5 quarts. So I hope this video helps you out. Please click like, please click subscribe, and again, click on my name underneath this video for all my other how-to videos, especially if you want to see all this stuff getting put on. As always, guys, enjoy.